God knows why you can't sleep. It's happening again. You said you would sleep early tonight, but now it's 2:13 a.m. and your mind still refuses to rest. The room is dark, your phone keeps lighting up your face, and your thoughts are getting louder again. God knows why you can't sleep, not only because of stress, because there's a war happening inside you that nobody else can see. Some people are tired physically. You are tired spiritually, mentally, emotionally, quietly exhausted from carrying thoughts you never fully talk about. The overthinking, the fear, the guilt, the pressure, the habits you keep trying to escape. And maybe the scariest part is this: you don't even know how to relax anymore without distraction. Silence feels uncomfortable now. The second your room gets quiet, you reach for the phone automatically. Scroll, refresh, watch something, anything. Not because you're lazy, because distraction temporarily protects you from your own thoughts, but eventually the videos end. The scrolling slows down, the dopamine fades, and suddenly you're alone with yourself again. That's when the real battle starts. Some of the hardest battles happen in silence. That's why nighttime feels emotionally heavier for certain people. During the day, you can stay distracted, stay busy, stay surrounded by noise, but at night, everything hidden gets louder. The regrets, the loneliness, the anxiety, the temptation, the fear that you're wasting your life slowly, and maybe lately, you've started feeling emotionally split. Part of you wants peace, another part keeps feeding chaos. That contradiction is exhausting. You pray for clarity, then feed distraction for hours. You pray for discipline, then negotiate with habits destroying your focus privately. A weak mind negotiates with temptation. That line matters because most people do not suddenly ruin themselves dramatically. They slowly surrender through small, repeated compromises. One more scroll, one more excuse, one more night wasted. Then eventually they wake up feeling disconnected from themselves completely. Ancient monks used to believe sleeplessness revealed hidden unrest inside the soul. Not always demons, not always evil, sometimes unresolved fear, sometimes hidden shame, sometimes a mind overstimulated for too long. Modern life trains people to consume non-stop, then punishes them with inner emptiness afterward. That's why your mind feels restless now. Your brain has been trained for stimulation constantly. Stillness feels foreign. And maybe tonight, God is not trying to shame you for struggling. Maybe He's trying to show you what's quietly controlling you. Because whatever controls your attention eventually controls your life. That should disturb you a little, because attention is not small anymore. Your attention shapes your habits, your discipline, your thoughts, your identity, your future. That's why the enemy loves distraction. Distracted people rarely transform, and maybe deep down, you know exactly what's keeping you spiritually exhausted lately. The late nights, the endless scrolling, the hidden temptations, the constant noise, the avoidance. You know. That's why your soul feels tired, not because God abandoned you, because you've been feeding everything except your inner peace. Listen carefully now. God knows why you can't sleep. He knows the thoughts you hide, the pressure you carry, the habits weakening you privately, the anxiety behind your silence, the exhaustion behind your smile. He knows all of it. And despite everything, He's still giving you another chance to rebuild yourself. But rebuilding requires honesty now, not fake motivation, truth. You cannot heal while constantly escaping yourself. That's the painful reality. Healing begins when the distractions stop long enough for honesty to finally speak. Maybe that's why you're awake tonight. Not by accident. Maybe your soul is tired of pretending. So before you scroll again, before you distract yourself again, just sit still for a moment, breathe, and pray honestly. God, my mind is tired. I've been feeding distraction more than peace. I've been escaping instead of confronting what's happening inside me. You know the fears I never say out loud, the thoughts keeping me awake, the habits draining my discipline slowly and honestly. I miss peace. Teach me how to quiet my mind again. Teach me discipline in private. Teach me how to sit in silence without running from myself constantly. And when my thoughts become heavy at night, remind me that I don't have to fight every battle alone. Help me rebuild my mind slowly, honestly, quietly. Amen. Now listen carefully before this ends. You do not need to become perfect overnight, but something must change, because eventually your private habits become your public future, and the battle nobody sees often decides the life everybody sees. So tonight, put the phone down, not forever, just long enough to hear yourself think again.